The next team on our roster is, I think, the team that finished eighth, Kolkata Knight Riders.
Yeah, the Kolkata Knight Riders.
All right,
Hmm.
they were actually really good with the bat in the power play last time. They had Sunil Narine, who was quite good. Ajinkya Rahane was going bonkers in the power play. Right, like they did have a bunch of pieces that are coming good. If I remember right, Quinton de Kock might have struggled a bit, but those are actually the pieces that they have cut off. Right, and it's not as if they were losing wickets again. Oh, sorry, my bad. They were still like the third quickest scoring team in the power play. I was looking at death. They were like really good in the power play. They were the third quickest in the power play. They were the third quickest in death too. But the middle is where everything fell off for them. Basically, pretty much nobody could score runs there. They would score runs at like 7.6 runs and over in the middle overs. They were worse than Chennai Super Kings, and that tells you how bad they were. And they were losing wickets every 15 balls. Right. So if you say the middle overs is like for 9 overs, but if you pretend it's like 10 overs, that kind of means you lose 4 wickets every all the way through the middle overs. That is certainly not a situation that you want to be in. But despite that, somehow they just make a comeback and then they go bonkers at the death. Yeah, Dharva, tell us, compound interest, Navier-Stokes equation, how are KKR good at the death? Explain.
You don't have to go that deep for that. I think they have done pretty good job, so we can explain it easily. So as we can see with the power play, as he just told us, that with power play they were doing good because of Narayan and Rahane. But you have to remember one thing, that Rahane was coming one down. Like they tried Gurbaz and QDK and both failed miserably. So they're always one wicket down, and again Narayan will only play 6 overs and mostly will get down. So this year, by dropping both Gurbaz and QDK, most likely Rahane will open, and that's a good partnership they will have. And again, that's why Angrich will come at number three. Again,
Yeah,
with the
but
middle
there
of
is uncertainty around Sunil Narine opening the
yeah,
batting, right? But in some sense, it's not clear why you would not just want to do that. Like it's not as if he crunches a ball whenever he bats. He's like one of the best pinch hitters you can ever find. Like he either goes nuts or he gets out. He doesn't eat balls,
yeah,
right? There's no point in batting him at number eight. You might as well just throw him in, and if you need a backup opener, you can play Rahane, or you have like Finale, and you have like a bunch of wicket keeping options and so on. So it's just
yeah.
like a gamble which does not really have a loss condition for you.
Hmm. Actually, I forgot that point, that Final is there. So Final can open with Narayan, but even if that doesn't work out, then Rahane can go to with Narayan. And I agree with you. Like using Narayan at number 8 and 9 is a waste of his talent. Like he's really good at top, and he doesn't waste ball. Like whatever data we have and whatever past experience we have seen, Narayan either gets out or gets going. So there are only two ways the way he bats. So again, if they are going to go in that direction, I don't know. It's quite unclear why they will try to go in that direction. But yeah, now if you go to the middle overs, the whole problem was that they were losing wickets, and in middle overs, Angrich, Raghuvanshi and Rahane were batting together. I think that is the issue right now. They can use one of them as a floaters because they have got Cam Green, and like they have paid like big bucks for him, and Cam Green will bat in middle overs. So they can break the partnership between Raghuvanshi and Rahane, and that will be strategy going forward. That we
So
will
the
use one
interesting
of them
point
as a
is like,
floater.
Cam Green might be the Russell replacement in like both are bowling all-rounders. But I think the
Hmm.
way that they are going to bat is going to be different, right? Russell would come in towards the death overs and then smack the ball from the get-go. I think Cam
Yeah,
Green might be batting higher for them. And
yeah.
similarly, Russell was, playing a good part at bowling in the death overs for them.
Hmm.
I don't think Cam Green is ready enough to bowl in the death. So they might need to use him more in the middle overs. So Russell, if he was the death over specialist for them, Cam Green is going to, rule the middle overs,
Yeah.
hopefully, for all the
So
money that he gets.
yeah. So with Cam Green, we can't say that he's a 4 over banker yet. But with Russell, again, Russell used to bowl 2 overs at the death. Cam Green hasn't done that work ever for Australia also. So most likely will bowl 1 over in power play and 2-3 overs in the middle overs. But again, Cam Green will bat for a longer time. For Australia, Cam Green sometimes bats at 3, sometimes bats at 5. So Cam Green sometimes comes in power play also. So there is no issue with Cam Green coming at entry point being at over number 5, 6, 7. With Russell, entry point was always over number 13, 14, 15. So that's the huge advantage Cam Green gives. And the partnership of Rahane and Raghuvanshi won't happen because that was the biggest problem they had last year. So, and with death overs, again, they are hoping, so they haven't got Russell replacement as such, and as Adityan told us that uh, Cam Green is not exactly a Russell replacement, but Rinku Singh was doing great at last year, and again Ramandeep. Russell was not doing well, so they will hope to like keep wickets in hand, and they will hope that they will create a platform for Ramandeep, Rinku, and Cam Green to go bonkers. They can also do one thing by having Cam Green and Narine in top five, like two bowlers in top five who can give like 7 overs combined. Let's say they can have Roman Powell at number 8. At Roman Powell bats at number 4 for West Indies. He's a really good hitter. He can smack fast bowler, spin bowling, everything. So if they can also go in that direction by having Roman Powell at 8, he could be a slightly like replacement for Russell. So yeah,
Yeah, that'll be
they have
interesting, right? So
covered
they
their
have
base.
Roman Powell at number 8, and they have Harshit Rana at number 9,
Yeah,
who, according to Gautam Gambhir, bats as good as Shivam Dube. But yeah, they have Harshit Rana coming at number 9. So they do bat really deep this time. So the
yeah,
loss of Under Russell, like during his fantastic years, you would say, okay, they should regress, but they did this without Russell. So I think it should not be very hard for them to recreate the magical death overs again this year.
yeah. Like with Russell, last 2 years they haven't been a very good by a batting point of view, but he has been a really good bowler. Like he has been a wicket taker in that, also quite economical. So Cam Green is not giving that point, but he's covering many other fields. So yeah, it will be a new experiment for them. So I think let's move to bowling.
Right. So quick summary. Once again, they've been like good with the ball in the power play. So the average economy in the power play for teams was like 9.6. They give runs at like 9.2, and they take a wicket 2 balls quicker than average. I think the average is 24. They go at 23. So they take a wicket like a ball quicker than the average. And in the by the way, the power play department, surprisingly, it comes from Vaibhav Arora and Harshit Rana.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I'll be curious to listen to Atharva, like if he thinks it can be recreated this year again. Varun bowled quite a bit in the power play as well. Middle overs is where they should rule. They have Sunil Narine and they have Varun Chakaravarthy, and they should take care of a bunch of things, right? And somehow that is not the case. They did leak runs quite a bit. They were like the third most expensive team in the middle overs, and they were also like taking quite a bit of wickets. So maybe Varun was playing a part in that. People finally started taking Varun down, but that also meant like he's going to get a lot more wickets than the wickets that he usually gets.
Hmm.
And finally, in the death over, they were actually one of the better teams. Like they had the best economy in the death overs. They went at 9.8 runs an over, like less than 10 runs an over, where the league average was 11.4. Right. So the league average was like 10.9. Sorry. So if you're like a run better than the league average, that certainly means something. And somehow it did come from Vaibhav Arora and Harshit Rana again, and Under Russell again. It's not as if they had like an international superstar who was guiding them through the death overs and the power play.
Hmm. Okay, so I think everything Adityan said is quite right and quite bang on about Harshit Rana and Vaibhav Arora. So what will I say about Harshit Rana is that like I know that he gets trolled about the GG point and everything, but if you look at the sheer potential of a player, like being 6'3", 6'2" tall, can swing the ball both ways, can hit the length very hard, 145 plus. He doesn't have that control yet, but still he has a very high ceiling. That's why people believe in him. That's why Indian team believes in him. With with Aurora, again, he can swing the ball in. Mostly, he swings the ball in with the right hander away from the left hander. So, both of them are good quality swing bowlers, and swing helps them in power play. And that's why they're doing great in power play. We can see that part here. Also, they have got Akashdeep this time. I don't know they will go to him, but it's again a good option to go to. Again, a swing bowler can do well in power play. So, with power play, they are quite covered. If you go to the middle overs part, uh, it's one exciting thing about the middle overs that Adityan said was that they were getting hit, but they were getting wickets also at a very rapid rate because of Sunil Narine and and Varun. But this time in the middle overs, I think mostly Cameron Green will have more part to play, and this will free some overs of Sunil Narine and Varun to bowl in death overs. So in death overs, they will become more threatening. But in middle overs, we have to see like by bowling more Cameron Green, will they lose that effect of getting more wickets? So we have to see that part. Again with
Yeah,
Pathirana,
and more than all of this, right? Like this spin attack, putting bluntly, they have the best defensive spinner in the world and the best attacking spinner in the world.
yeah,
Like, how do you beat this?
yeah, yeah, it's quite insane. And again, both of them like Varun has a googly, but both of them are kind of finger spinners on a Kolkata pitch which is not assisting to spin that much, and they are doing quite a fantastic job. And it's very difficult to play, as he said, that best attacking and best defensive spinner ever. So yeah, that is quite exciting. And if you go to Death Overs, they have done a decent job there, in my opinion. Like they have got Pathirana and Mustafizur. Again, both of them are quite death over bowlers. Like last year, they did so well with Harshit Rana and Vaibhav Arora. With Harshit, he is a wicket taker. He's like a better version of someone like Thakur, let's say, because he takes wickets. But again, just like Thakur, he sprays a lot, he gets hit a lot, and I don't think that is changing in near future because we have seen him for India. There are still those issues, but he's quite a good wicket taker. Also, they are losing their Russell, who was a main wicket taker, one of those wicket taker in death. But again, because of Cameron Green, I think Naraine and Varun will have more say in death overs. So yeah, and if Pathirana comes good, then they are unbeatable. Like if Pathirana, like without Pathirana, they are this good, and with Pathirana, yeah, they'll be well, yeah, they will do wonders.
Right. So I do hope like Varun bowls a lot more in the death, right? If it is just going to be Vaibhav Arora and Harshit Rana, like I'm kind of worried if they'll be able to recreate their death
Hmm.
overs again. So you either need Pathirana to be, his god level again, or
Yeah,
you need like Varun to more, to bowl more at the death. Like I'm kind of a bit worried whether how they can recreate this.
yeah, same thing.
Uh,
I also think that they will go towards the Varun side. Yeah,
right? And if you want to quickly run over their playing 11, playing
yeah.
12, and say if you're like happy, sad, or mad. So they do have options. So here I've written down playing 12 with Finn Allen opening. They don't have to. They can play Ajinkya Rahane up top, and then use Rovman Powell at the bottom.
Hmm.
So they have an option to do that. I have written Matheesha Pathirana as like as the international pacer. They had Mitchell Stark in their winning team, right? And then he would bowl overs in the power play. They do not have to use Pathirana that way. Use him in the middle and the death, and then rely on their Harshit Vaibhav combination and Varun combination that worked last year. And if Matheesha does not come good, they still have the left arm off break bowler at pace, Mustafizur Rahman, who can come in. And once again, if Fizz has to bowl overs, I'll be like slightly worried. Like he's a full bowler, I know, but like having a good bowling lineup around him is quite exciting. My only worry is, they do rely quite a bit on Ramandeep, Anukul, and hope Angresh Raghuvanshi has another season. So that
Hmm.
is my worry. But yeah, let me know. Yes, no, man.
So with me, I think your worry is quite valid, but again, they are doing great on their backups. Like Finn Allen, they have a backup in Team Seifert. If I don't know
Hmm.
you are following BBL or not, but he has set BBL on fire. Team Seifert is doing quite well there. And again, they have Umran Malik. We don't know how fit he is, but if he is fit, again you get a middle over proper enforcer in Umran Malik. Like Umran Malik, Cam Green can be middle over enforcers, and again they like you can really use Varun as a death over bowler. So again they have like great backups. Again, they have backup for Rahane and Rahul Tripathi. So and backup for your Pathirana and Mustafizur. So they are very good on backups. But yeah, I agree with your point. They rely too like heavily on Anukul Roy and Angrik Raghuvanshi. So that is the only downside. I'll say I'll be like in between for them because of that point.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway from all our rosters is the fact that we have an official roster going on for each team. That's what you get from going for cheap production value with ChatGPT. But yeah.
Yeah, last minute roster preparations.
All right. That wraps up Kolkata.